Good afternoon to everyone, or good morning. My name is Josselyn Salgado. I have been with the program since 2019, so this is I believe my fifth hackathon now. I'm so excited to discuss with you the what it is to be a part of this amazing program and to even be a part of the hackathons that we do each year. So I really hope that helpful for you because I know we're starting next week and I'm so excited and I hope that you guys are excited. So let's begin. 1 second. Okay, hopefully. So welcome to this year's hack provided by ADMI22. We have been doing the hackathon originally through one-on-one sessions and now, one-on-one, but now we transitioned to online because of COVID, but hopefully soon we'll be able to see each other as a whole group again. So this is our beginning to end, and this would be our table of contents. I'm going to give a quick brief of who I am and how I started here, and then where and how to start with the program, and then the collaboration with one another with our teammates, and the activities that we're going to be doing throughout the hackathon and the next 4 days together, and our final presentations. So a little bit about me. I have been a student mentor since last year, which was super amazing. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I work with Science Gateways Community Institute. One of my favorite quotes that I always try to stick with is, think like a proton. They're always positive, always want to be positive, even when though everything's all over the place. Here's a bit of my contact information. If you need anything, please let me know. And if not, we do have the Discord, which we will be linking in the Zoom chat down below. And also I am located, a little fun fact is I'm located outside of Chicago. I don't live in Chicago. I live outside of it. It's very, very loud. Something that's really cool about me, I have been with my school for about 4 years now for working towards my associates in arts because I recently transitioned majors. I was actually also vice president of environmental club and international club. I always like being active and I like communicating with everyone as much as possible. If there's anybody in need of help, I like to help them out as much as I can. Something cool about me as well is I do know English and Spanish, and I'm very motivating. I'm always trying to put in as much effort as I can, and I try to be considerate about everyone as well, feeling heard and whatever needs that they need. And there's going to be times where I'm going to be 90% positive, 5% negative, and 5% overthinking. Because it's a normal thing. I just want you to know that I'm human as well. And please feel free to, if you have any questions, just please let me know. Because I feel like sometimes when you do start with the hackathons, you're extremely overwhelmed. I know that there's some students who are extremely proficient in coding, and that's amazing. And then there's some who don't know, and that's okay. Like me, I'm still learning. And I think that's what's important is that we all know that we're learning all together. It's not just one group. But yeah, and then so here I have a little roadmap of what I'm up to. Well, for the this is my goal for the next few years. Definitely graduate with my associates. I'm super excited. I have like a percentage saying that I'm just about ready to graduate and I can start to transfer, and then obtain my real estate license. And then obviously my favorite one is help as many people as I can. Oh my goodness, what happened? Okay, that scared me. So expectations. So where do we start? Really where we're gonna go from here. It's just really important to just know that that the project is just based on scrapping up an idea. So you're gonna get to meet many amazing mentors and many amazing staff who are gonna present to you their idea. And the best thing about this too is that how Jamie always describes it as it's a baby. It's something that we've come up with and we want to share with the students and see what they can make with it. And at the end of the day, it's going to come out completely different from what you were originally going for. And that's the best part about the hackathon, is knowing that it's just going to be something different. And at the end of the day, not only are we sharing this amazing idea with you, you're going to create something that's going to be even better than what we ever imagined. Because sometimes it is like a roadmap. We lead with one destination, we're expecting one thing, and it just creates a whole nother. And then what we're going to go from there is we're going to then work together to figure out problems within the code, or even within the project itself, on how to even just advance the project even better. Because there's going to be times where you're going to come up with different problems, and you're not going to be able to really feel like you're going to be able to accomplish it. Because right now I'm thinking about, there's times where we've been met with problems, and there's times where we need outside help, and that's totally fine. Just know that it's totally fine. And then we're going to also describe how we're going to be forming our teams, distributing the roles together, and also technical skills, which is really important, because there's going to be people with very much advanced technical skills, and there's going to be ones who don't, and that's totally fine. There's always going to be somebody who has something that other people don't, and that's why we work together and we come together within these hackathons. And then also talk about frequent check-ins and time management, which is very, very important. So our third expectation, what happened to my second one? Okay, is we're going to do a project scrap up. It's an implementation of what the city is based in within the project. It's very, 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 very important that if we are going to be having a certain city, that is the city that's the project that we're sticking with within the city, because that's just going to be what we're more concerned, our idea is more concerned with than, or our project is more concerned with than doing something that's like so broad. Because there's been times where we have switched from projects just being like just an overall project that we can help the whole world, and there's going to be one that within the city, which is what we're targeting. Again, we're going to be very very, very honest as well with it. Sorry, I was thinking of we're going to be very, very on top of our project. It's very important to, again, stick with the city, and just remember that that the whole project is it's you got it. What is going on? Okay. And then how do we start? This is our second one. Oh my goodness. I'm going to show you a previous past project that I worked on with my students. It was honestly one of my most favorite projects that I ever had the opportunity to work alongside with students. But I'm very excited to show you, and hopefully it gives you a better understanding of what you're going to be expecting within the next 4 days. Yes.
That's great. So we are running this bot from a virtual machine hosted in Google Cloud.
Oops, excuse me. Let me see why it's not going full screen.
Great. So we are running this bot from a virtual machine hosted in Google Cloud that is constantly running and listening for mentions of its name. So the way it works is from a Twitter account. You can tag the bot. Note, this is a temporary name. We just have to switch out the API keys and give the bot its own handle. And you can upload an image to the bot. This is a picture of our student mentor, Josie. Tweet it out, and very, very soon, the bot will respond. See, it's responded, classifying the emotion. It says here. So this bot, it can work for one face or more than one face. Here is a demo of more than one face. This is an image from our test data set that we downloaded to the bucket. So so the way this bot works is it's always listening for mentions of its name. And when it has a name mentioned, it downloads the image. Then it feeds the image into a convolutional neural net to detect how many faces are in the image. Here it seems to have detected 5. So for each one of these faces, it feeds it into a second neural net that classifies the emotion, and then it tweets in response to the user the emotions it detected. Happy, 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 sad, sad. There are 4 people. Don't know where the 5th one is, but this is a RGB based bot. There is a more accurate one, LDP based, which detects like the shadows on people's faces. So that could be a source of more accuracy. And I'm going to test the bot on, on an image. It can work on lower quality images too. This is a blurry image. From NBC News body cam footage. So it detected 2 emotions from this image.
Oh,
Okay.
Navier.
Yeah.
Okay. What we look forward to in the future. So in the future, we're basically like our end goal is to is to create a safer and secure society around us. Because this application is ultimately for our security, for our safety. It helps us detect emotions and like those videos like Gabby demonstrated. And ultimately, we all feel like this app can help us lead us towards that safer society. And that clip or image rather that she showed was a clip image from one of the Atlanta protests. And I feel like if we implement it throughout Atlanta, we could help make it much safer, much securer. It responds to those emotions. And we also want to. We're also hoping for a partnership with Life360. Life360 is an app. It's like a safety app. So as you can see here, if you were on the app, you would just press this button right here where it says tap to send SOS, and it'll send a message to one of your emergency contacts, as well as send it to emergency services such as an ambulance or police. So hopefully, in the future, we can have a partnership with Life360.
Great. So we are running the spot from a virtual machine.
Okay. So that was a quick example of one of our previous hackathons. Okay. Excuse me. With one of our previous hackathons. And again, as I explained, it's just really important to base your hackathon within the city that you are based in. Oh, not sure why I'm saying that. So just remember, when it does come to hackathons, everyone knows it does things like very differently. There's going to be people with very high public speaking skills, presentation skills, and there's going to be very high advancement in technical skills. Just know that just collaborate with one another and just keep on pushing forward. With this project, it was honestly one of my favorite ones because we were basing it on a situation that had happened in Atlanta, and it's honestly something that I feel like that's something that you could change not only the city but also the world. So when you do get to listen to all of um, all of the presentations from the mentors, really think about which one you feel like you could really keep on going and really impact the city that you're going to be working within. Um, yes.
Great.
Let me see. Um, let's see. There we go. I was worried. Um, there we go. So in depth. So now that we're going to be starting with the first day of the hackathon, we're going to first be meeting with the mentors. We're going to be giving you a proposal idea. That idea is going to be implementing what city we're going to be impacting as well, and what project we're going to be mainly focusing on. Um, that theme of the project is it's going to build your create your baby, and it's going to represent again your city, and will it also be more importantly serviceable in the area. um, you want to also know that it's going to be what's going to be what's going to be helping your area the most, and if it's going to really make a difference. It's really important that if you end up creating this project, how impactful is it going to be for that city, and if it's going to really improve the citizens surroundings in the area. But yes, and if it's also going to be possible to go even bigger in the future, what can you do from there? Just like how we explained in a previous one that Lewis had explained, that we would love to partner with an app called Life 360 to be able to um, really interact with focus and Life 360 on creating something even more beneficial for the future. So that's something to take in consideration when you are creating your project. And then we're going to be transitioning into forming our teams. This is honestly one of the most important parts about working within one another, and that is getting to introduce your teammates' personalities. And what I mean by that is some people are going to be comfortable with certain things, and you have to realize that you have to respect that and respect your teammates, and understand what skills they're going to have and what skills you will have as well. And also understand that there's going to have to be a team balance. You're going to want to have a balance in your team, which regards if there's going to be others with a higher skill set than you, that's totally fine. Just realize that if there's another teammate that does need help, please, please, if you can share some of your time to help them as well. And then also understanding what they're going to be doing as well. You don't want to have anybody just doing the same thing or even just standing around. We want to have a collaboration with one another. If there's one thing that they can do that's that you can do and that you know that they could do as well, just share the work with one another, because this hackathon is for helping one another and actually helping grow as well. It's very important. I remember when I first started on the hackathons, I was extremely shy. I had taught I couldn't really present as well. And personally, I didn't know much about coding, and that's totally fine. To this day, I've had the opportunity to improve those skills, and it's just important to share the work equally, and even just try to help one another um, with that, because there's going to be times where you feel overwhelmed, and that's totally fine, because life's going to throw so many things at you, and you just got to realize that you can do it and it's okay to ask for help, which is um, it's a human thing. um, but also when it does come with a project, you want to also be asking questions, and even just putting in comments of, hey, could we do this differently, or is there a way that we can solve this problem together. Never feel overwhelmed or scared to talk to a mentor or any of the staff, or even with your teammates. Everyone is here to learn and to grow. It's very important to just keep on remembering that, because even like from my personal experience, there's times where I feel like very overwhelmed and even shy to ask. But there is never any stupid questions, and it's the truth, because sometimes you feel overwhelmed, and that's totally fine. And then also understanding what skill set you have as a team. What can you also provide to other teammates, because there's going to be other teammates who are going to feel very shy or feel very worried, because they're seeing you progress so much more. Because I will be talking about it soon. We do have like 1 minute checkup meetings, and those are extremely beneficial for everyone, because we get to know the progress of everyone. Nobody's here just to only do like a one-on-one thing. It's for everyone. Everyone's here to like help one another. But yeah, and then I did want to talk about a few of the distributing the roles and technical skills. By distributing roles, I mean seeing which students would be able to cover certain areas that you would not be able to, and what areas you could cover for them. Again, working together as a team. This is what these hackathons are for. And especially knowing your technical skills, there's going to be times where you are going to know certain programs that others won't, and that's going to be totally awesome, because you're going to be able to not only help your team but help those around you. And again, even just help, like it's very helpful to be helpful. And that's something that I've learned throughout being part of these hackathons, and even being a part of my community, because it's just always good to help. um, and this one is my favorite one, is definitely student, staff, and mentor interaction. We're gonna definitely have 1 minute check-in meetings. And again, if you have any questions, you can just let us know through Discord. Discord is what we're gonna be primarily using throughout the hackathons. And again, we have voice chat on there, we have messages, and then we have our group messages and which is the best part about it that I love about Discord, is that we're able to share our screen without a problem. um, but yeah, so it's always good to know before the 1 minute checkup meetings as well. We will be doing, it's just 1 minute. We can't go over it at all. And well, I think if we're like 10 seconds like before the minute, that's totally fine. But just know that it has to be only 1 minute, and just again, go at a steady pace, breathe, and remember to practice beforehand. These presentations don't have to be like super, super like designed. Again, it's just explaining what you have done, how much progress you've made, and what you intend to complete within the next span of like 24 hours. They're really important, and again, they just keep us from making complete making progress with one another. And also, again, that you're sharing your project with everyone, and there's going to be times where someone's going to say, oh, I can help you with that, and let me invest some of my time with you, which is really important. And it's really helpful. Again, we're all here to collaborate with one another, and I know I'm repeating myself like a record, but again, like we're on this as a whole team. But yeah, so now we're gonna go into collaborations. So what we're gonna be doing with the collaborating with one another, again, we're gonna be forming our foundation for our project. The project, again, is gonna be given to us by the mentors, and we get to create, oh well, you guys get to create something completely different. And that's the best part about it, is we end up finding out something completely different. And yeah, it was sorry, every single time I always think about the hackathons, I always think about the previous ones. And when you get to see how far so many students go within 4 days, like it's extremely inspiring. And I'm so excited for all of you, because this is going to be something new. And if there's any previous hackathoners who are here, I mean, you guys already know what's going to happen, and I'm really excited to see how far you guys have come from the previous one as well. Well, going back to it, we're going to be also figuring out the programs that we'll be using. As you saw in the previous slide that I had, we had Docker on there. We had Google Colab, which is one of my favorites. We had Visual Studios, which I have right here. It's literally my favorite one that I use. And you're just gonna end up finding out which ones will work with your project. And then also, when it does come to it, remember that you will be taking apart each type of project. You'll be figuring out which one you will be wanting to primarily focus on when it does come to it. Because trust me, when we do give you this project, it's just gonna be a lot. Just know that there's just gonna be a lot, but don't worry, that's totally fine. This is why it's very important to distribute it evenly, and also just let us know how we may help you in any way. And then the most important one, please don't forget to test run all of your projects. It's extremely important. And you even end up finding like little glitches, and that's why it's super 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 important to record it even, because we've had instances where the project is like running super super smooth and we're seeing everything run perfectly, and then right when we're about to present, something happens, and the test run just completely fails. So just know that you can definitely just record it beforehand, and it's like a way better, like it's like insurance for you. um, so then a quick recap on basically what we've discussed is stabilizing. When starting the hackathon, we're going to stabilize the project. We're going to figure out what we're going to work on and what we're going to be providing throughout it. And remember, it's very, 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 very important to base it in the city that you are in. From there, again, we'll be transitioning to form your teams. When you do form your teams, remember, it's very important to get to introduce yourself, and don't be shy. That's why we can like, I feel like I really like Discord, because we can just discuss through direct message. And it's very beneficial to get comfortable with your team. From there, we'll be distributing the roles and the technical skills with one another, definitely figuring out what we'll be using and how we can basically implement even more ideas into the project, because this thing is it's gonna come out like a little baby, and then it's just gonna explode into something completely different, which is awesome. And then just remember, we'll also be doing frequent check-ins and continue to have time management. It's very important, because that 1 minute, I swear sometimes we end up going over it, and it does deduct points, which is something extremely important to remember when it does come to the presentations. We are timed, and if we go over the time, we do lose some points. But yeah, and then one of my favorite quotes that I have, I always have, like even on my phone, is a little progress each day adds up to huge. Even I know it says big result, but I always think of like something huge, because like little by little, you will see the progress of your presentation. I mean, your your project. It's gonna come into something very very small, and it's gonna explode into something completely different. Yes, and then now we go into the activities. So, oh my goodness. So for the activities, we will be doing some pop-up icebreakers. Those icebreakers will be within, I believe, the first day that we do get to know each other. That's honestly probably one of my favorite parts. Favorite parts of the working with one another. Just know that everything is just something that we personally like to do, just to get comfortable with one another, and really just get to know with one another. Because again, we are all a huge group that sometimes we feel uncomfortable, and that's really totally fine. Just know that we're here to like make friends and continue to create something positive at the end of the day. Um, and then from there, we end up having our 1 minute meetings to form our teams. Those are, again, very, very important. And they're actually going to give you and um, get you to see how much progress you've made within the span of 24 hours. Again, they're extremely important, and don't go over the 1 minute. But yeah, and I believe, and that's a little bit about our this is about the hackathon, and hopefully you do end up understanding a lot more than I hope this is a lot more beneficial and it was something that I was able to help you understand. And yeah.